one.
I'm over these.
And we cooking.
Good evening, everyone. We are Disorderly Decisions, and this is Orkanis defending the Sunfall. I am your humble DM, Sylvan. How's everyone doing today?
Doing all right.
Doing
doing
great,
all
Sylvan.
right.
Thanks for asking, buddy. I'm glad to be here.
You sound like a game show host, don't I?
Not gonna lie, I thought they had us in the first half.
Yeah.
I somehow stumbled into this.
Yeah, welcome.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that noise?
You will find out
Aw.
soon enough.
Oh man, I don't like surprises.
But I
I'm
say
just
we
seeing her art. Gorgeous.
pretty cool. Um,
Then
so,
you just need to be the surprise.
last
I'm the
time,
consequences.
Alert.
our intrepid adventurers and you knuckleheads found your former ally, Bacchus Goldenmead, trapped inside a small amulet that was worn by a rather nasty figure that you fought, but he managed to get away. You, following a familiar rumor brought by Bacchus, you made your way to the city's cemetery where you sought information about graves being dug up. Rather familiar from your time in Hughes Hollow, but upon arriving in this graveyard, you find it's not quite the same, as some graves were dug up by what looked like shovels and tools made by men. You also saw claw marks digging into the earth. Following the trail of dug graves, you find a small temple nestled on the top of a hill, where this eerie song was emanating from the top. Zizzle sent his small dragonfly familiar Whisper up to investigate, but the connection to the magic was severed as Whisper disappeared. As you approached the temple, you got attacked by undead wearing rather fresh corpses of zombies wearing similar attire and the amulets of the cultists from Hughes Hollow. You battled against this odd harpy-like creature that had seemed to have control over the undead. And eventually, after defeating the undead and the harpy controlling them, you climbed to the top. A few of you climbed to the top of the building and investigated their nest, where you found a rather sizable collection of jewelry and some other items. Climbing down, you decided to investigate the inside of this temple, where you kicked in the door and were greeted by this extremely heavy scent of just rot and decay that billows out of this building. And that's where we ended. So,
Oh, who'd cut the cheese?
I need some. I just realized something's missing.
The music.
Please don't stop the music.
That was in my head too.
As you kick in this door and this scent assaults you, motes of dust kind of dance around in this dark space with the light of the day spilling in. And you look upon 3 figures on the ground, dressed in simple robes and unmoving.
Are the robes the cultist undead robes that we've seen previously?
You'd have to get a little closer to see for sure, but doesn't appear to be the same.
It smells awful in there. Does not seem like anybody is moving. Perhaps we close the door and go away.
What if there are more shiny things inside?
Oh, you have sold me. Perhaps we go inside.
I understand you.
We get each other. It's like a kindred spirit.
This is going to look up at Lysander. I don't know that this should be left alone.
Lysander's just gonna say, I don't think any of you should be left alone.
We are never alone. The Dusk Mother is with us always. And you just get that blank stare from Grimlich.
That might be less reassuring when you're in town.
She watches you all the time.
That's not helping, Are these three bodies on the floor in here, are they it's like right in the middle of like the pathway in the church?
You see one of them, like in the far back of the church, you see there is an altar. One appears to have collapsed near it, and the other two are off to the sides. So there is a path up the middle, but none of them are near it.
Can I shine my lantern up in there?
The eerie light of your lantern fills this otherwise dark space, and you can see brown robes on what appear to be dead, not too old, but old enough that they're starting to decay, and it seems like the smell is coming from those bodies in here. It's a small space with no windows, and the door was closed, so you got it all trapped inside.
Any invisible creatures or objects?
Nothing invisible in here.
All right. Shall we proceed?
Oh, well, the last one's flew. Killed a whisper. And Zizzle will go in, keeping an eye kind of up as he walks in, because the last things did fly. The weird harpy, death caller creature, and regular harpy. So Zizzle will walk into the building.
I will
would-
follow in closely.
If the game
Right.
wasn't paused, I would.
We're all going together.
Stepping inside this space, there is the dust in the air, kicked up by the now open door. Kind of dances in the light, and as you move in, you can see that each of these figures is dressed in similar brown robes. And you do see around their necks, they do have something. It seems like this is a simple kind of temple space. The altar at the front, a few small benches near the front, but otherwise the space inside is fairly empty. Old, but despite the dust, well polished, everything in here. And not in disrepair, just dirty.
I would like to inspect what they have around their necks.
As you get close to the bodies, you see an amulet of what looks like a blindfolded woman with her arms crossed on her chest.
Would we
This-
recognize
would this
this?
Yeah, would this be familiar to me? I feel like it should be.
This is the holy symbol of Itazka, the goddess of death.
AKA who I call the Dust Mother.
Yep.
Oh.
A very recognizable symbol to most of you. It's fairly common among.
I think immediately I would set my crook down in front of me with the lantern hanging from it, and offer a small prayer to guide the souls here into Ataska's embrace.
Okay. All right, that's easy enough. None of these bodies seem to have any kind of marking on them that you see. The one near the front appears to be very, like, you see long white hair, and despite the rotting bloat of the body, appears to be a very old priest of some sort. And the other two seem more like younger acolytes.
We must lay their bodies to rest. I have guided their souls as well as I can.
Do I do that here?
This is a
Very
graveyard.
Possibility they'll come back to life.
But the bodies are doing weird things here.
Somebody is causing this. I do not believe this is a natural occurrence.
I think if you lay them to rest proper, they don't come back up. But I don't know.
That is the way of it.
None of mine have ever come back up.
That was unsettling. Oh,
That was very unsettling.
do you want to pick out the plots? I can dig a hole and remove the bodies. I'm very good at body disposal.
Yes.
This is a weird thing to realize.
We are all strange bedfellows. But perhaps we find a nice plot.
Zizzle would follow Grimlish's lead on this, and wherever a hole needs to be dug, he'll, mold earth, dig a nice grave. If we're going to carry a body, reduce weight in the body. Makes life too easy.
Grimlich,
Are there
give
any-
me a perception or investigation, your choice, as you search.
Are there any
for a
flowers
space.
nearby?
Not really. It's getting close to the first day of winter. Inside the temple, there looks like there is some bouquets of what is like displayed dry bouquets, but otherwise outside there's nothing.
Any kind of viney plant?
There is the kind of creeping up the side of the temple. There's some small vines that right now are pretty bare, but look like they're still alive.
Nixie will take off some and then start folding them into like what would essentially be a flower crown, but she doesn't have flowers to put in it, so she'll just kind of take off a few of the petals that are dry and stick it in there. And then once the grave is done being dug, she'll put it over top of it.
I'm going to use my Kenku recall for perception to give myself advantage on the roll to see if I can get a little bit better.
Okay.
Natural
that-
20.
Oh, yeah, that
So 25 for perception.
without an issue, you, with Zizzle kind of at your heels, you come out of the temple, and around the side, as you kind of come around, you see that this temple overlooks, it's at probably at the highest point of the graveyard, and looks out over the entire place, and you can see, though there is fog, that it's starting to thin out a bit. You can see in the distance the bright glow of that massive fire on the Isle of Gods, and the gargantuan tree also on the Isle of Gods. From this point, you can see it all. And there is some empty plots there.
I believe I have found the perfect place. We shall lay them to rest here.
Okay. Zizzle would open up 3 plots and help.
Lysander would probably be moving them.
Easy enough with your magic and You scoop the earth out, no problem, and after saying a few more prayers over their body, you can lay them to rest here. You are unaware of their names, but you can at least bury them.
I guess before they're fully buried, or before we put them in the graves, can we tell how these folk died?
Give me a medicine check.
Zo is a plus.
Can I offer assistance on that?
You may.
Okay.
Can I guidance that? Does Zizzle have guidance? He does. Can I guidance that?
Yes, you may.
Beautiful. All right. That is a 21 total. One of those was a natural one.
The two younger acolytes, it's hard to tell with them because you don't see any kind of physical markings. Almost like they just went to sleep and died there, unable to escape. But the old man that was at the front, you can see what's left of his face is twisted in pain, and when you found him, you saw one of his hands that was looked like it was grabbing at his arm or his chest.
Heart attack.
The other two just lay down and went to sleep forever.
You do recall from the fight you had that creature.
Love
it
him
was
to
able
sleep.
to cause fear.
Fear. Oh.
So it
So that thing
looks
like moved in and locked them in pretty much.
They were trapped in fear. And the old man looks like he just died of a heart attack.
Possibly.
Does
from
he
being
got
upgrade.
does he got white hair because he's old, or is it like you got so feared your hair turned white?
Old. Ha ha ha. He looks very old.
Okay.
A poor old man couldn't take the fear. It gave him a heart attack.
That's sad. How long? Do we know roughly how long they've been here? A couple of days? A week or two? If they're starting to stink? Oh, a couple of days.
It's hard to tell exactly, but I mean, potentially the younger two might have died of dehydration or exhaustion. So
These harpies just found a tall spot, made a nest, and these guys were bystanders, essentially.
they look like they worked at the temple, keeping it clean.
Outside of the corpses that we've now removed, is there anything else in the temple that looks out of place?
No.
Evidence
like I said,
of...
other than the dust that's kind of settled in here from it being shut up for a while, you see that the place looks like it's been well cared for. Things are polished. And like I said, other than the dust, everything seems like it's very neatly placed and in a very specific order. Nothing seems out of place or missing.
Well, strange. So, I mean, outside of that one weird bird thing, I don't know where the undead would have come from, or where they would have went. And I feel like there's a lot more open graves here than the undead we had seen. So we saw like a lot of open graves on the way here, right? Like a significant, more than what we've dealt with.
Correct. But you didn't go up there, but I believe it was Grimlich and Nixie went up to inspect the nest. This nest was massive, and most of the material that it was made of was bones and body parts. So there's
The
probably
creatures.
a good number of them up there.
Did we check and see if any of the stuff that we grabbed from up there and brought down was magical yet or not?
You did. The only magical thing that you found up there was the circlet of blasting.
Ah, yes. I think I have that for ranged.
I believe.
Let me double.
I mean, you and
Nixie
Nixie are the only ones who went up there, so probably be with one of you two.
Yes. Do you want to Rochambeau for it?
You can have it.
Okay.
Just don't eat it.
Yep.
Oh,
Alright.
No. I shall use this. I was gonna eat it, but Nixie stopped me. I remember that.
Yeah, I think I said very specifically that one looks extra shiny. We should probably ask Sizzle if it's special.
And
Try to
indeed it
taste it.
is.
I'm not usually sad that these people died, but now what?
Death is inevitable. It comes for us all. We do not get to choose when it comes.
Should we do anything with the bodies up top with the nest? Or should we just leave that there for someone else to deal with?
Perhaps we should set it ablaze.
There's probably
A
not much of
pyre.
a body.
A pyre is suitable enough, usually.
Well, the main thing is we don't know who would be who, so we couldn't put them away separate. So I guess that makes the most sense. But we shouldn't light the building on fire. That would draw too
No.
much attention.
No, we should not. Could carefully dismantle the nest. Build a pyre.
So, I mean, do we want to do that? I feel like the graveyard has more keepers than just these three. It is a big graveyard.
Nixie's already like halfway up the building.
Or you can do that. That is fine. Gromwatch, this is your church, right? Or one of the churches to your god?
Yes, it seems to be a place of worship for the Dusk Mother.
Nixie will poke
So-
her head over. And mine!
And mine!
Oh. I did not know that. Do you think they would mind if I borrowed some of their incest?
Their incest.
The incense.
That's
It's
what I
really hard to
heard
say in
too.
Zizzle's voice. That one, I butchered it and immediately went, oh, that's not good.
As
They
far
might
as I
not
know,
know
there's
that
no.
was-
As far as I know,
didn't
there's
die
no
of fear.
incest in the church.
I didn't die of fear, oh no.
How old were those altar boys? Quick, dig them back up.
I need material for Find Familiar.
I understand.
There would
It
be
is.
things like incense and candles, like a stash of them that are kept on hand for ceremonial purposes in the church.
Perhaps if you are to take it, you offer thanks to the Dusk Mother, so as not to draw her ire.
Could do that. I guess simply would have to teach me. I don't know much about the Dusk Mother. I know some, but I don't know the proper worships, I think.
When you burn the incense, just offer the fumes to her name. That should be sufficient enough.
I can do that. Just welcome to them. Sorry this happened to her church, and that's the mean things around the roof too.
There's a foulness beset upon this countryside. We must root it out and stamp it into the ground.
should look for that. Oh, do you think we should check the cave that those zombies came out of originally?
Did we not check the cave?
No.
I think we said we were gonna check the building and then come back.
Ah, I see. Yes. Let's do this pyre and then check the cave.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, is there any other like rooms or anything in the church?
It's a pretty simple temple. There's one room,
Okay.
altar in the front on a dais, a few benches near the front. It looks basically like a place where funeral ceremonies are held. So it's just a bunch of open space and a altar at the front. Lots of
Is
space
there
for
like
people to
a
stand and sit. It's one
Is there
big
like an
room.
offering? Is there like an offering bowl on the altar at all?
Yes, there would be.
Yeah. I guess if we take time and make like a pyre, so those bodies that were burned, or that were pulled up by those creatures, then we burn them, I would scoop the ashes and place them in the bowl. And then we may carry on.
Nixie would assist.
Okay. It's going to take some time. So, you start to dismantle the nest, or are you just pushing it down the edge?
I would like to dismantle it as much as possible. It doesn't have to be super neat because I mean it's a nest, but I don't want to just
Yeah, I don't think it would
shunt it
be
off the top.
respectful to just shove a nest of dead bodies off the church.
Yeah.
Give me, for those up on the roof, kind of dismantling it, give me a dexterity check.
Up on the rooftop, blip, blip, clap. Dexterity check, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did saving throw by mistake. Bad.
Dex. Unless it's traps.
23.
It is not trapped. But it is a difficult thing to move with care. Because it's, if you've ever seen a bird nest up close, they're a tangled mess of sticks and mud. This is a tangled mess of meat and bone and some mud. But
Gross.
it is messy. It is stinky. But Grimlich, you have some issues. Some, like, you go to grab a piece and a chunk of it kind of slides off. Nixie, you're able to a little bit better dismantle the thing and move chunks of it at a time. But after a good while, you do eventually get it all down. And you
Nixie
two
is familiar.
smell ungodly. Like, very foul. Like, the
Fizzle.
undead zombies smell better than you at this moment in time.
Fizzle, can I get some help?
Oh, that's what? Oh, dear Lord, you smell just horrendous right now.
You know how
This is
cats
very
like
impressive.
are hacking up hairballs? She's kind of like in the process of it.
But what
You're
is
She wasn't
the
licking
hell?
herself
outside.
clean. She's just like trying to like not gag. It's kind of dry heave.
I do not understand. What is the issue? I smell nothing.
Do you not? You don't smell things? Just like in general?
No.
Right now, that is a good thing, but you're missing out on a lot of good smells. And Zizzle still hasn't tried to clean you up yet. He doesn't know exactly what you need help with. You smell impressive. He is Zizzle. That does not bother him.
You need a
know about-
Desmond.
I don't know if
You do need a
impressive
Desmond.
would be the word I would use.
Nixie's gonna start like mildly panicking if you don't help her clean off. She's
Well-
like, I'm not clean.
Oh,
Papa,
you
Kitty,
help with
this
cleaning.
kitty is
Well,
losing her mind.
Uh,
There's so
he'll-
much junk all over my fur.
Upon realizing that you want help cleaning up, Zizzle will cast Prestidigitation and scour you thoroughly.
Which
She's
for
like,
him, everything is gravity based, so it's just all of the stuff on you just like bumps into the ground. It's gross.
she'll
Are
like
you going to
jump
eat
out
that?
of
Breaks
it.
it off.
Pretty much.
Are you going to eat that spare flesh right there?
Oh. No.
Lovely.
No, you can have that. But
Thank you. I am purse.
My
Famish.
patron is surely testing me.
can you him off too?
Cleaning up. Actually. And this will do the same gravity squeegee to you too. Oh, I don't like that combination of words I just said, but it is now a thing. You get gravity squeegee as well. And
gross.
it is now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did them taking that down take roughly an hour or so?
It would have taken some time. Yeah, I'd say it would have been enough to get a short rest in for those in need.
I
But-
just thought we took a short rest before we ended, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We did, because we
Did
knew
it?
it was in
Oh.
the church. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking because it would take me an hour to cast Find Familiar.
Oh, yes, you could do that. So by the time you get this meat nest down, and yeah, I know. Again, said it, didn't like it.
Meat nests, meat fissures. What else we gotta find in here? It's meat
A
based.
gravity squeegee.
In comparison,
Meat
Gravity
squeegee.
Squeegee isn't as bad anymore.
I'm gonna
Uh,
gravity squeegee your meat fissure.
Just imagine the sound that it would make as you did
So
the
close.
all of the hitting the ground.
Exactly.
Yep. Squelch.
Gross. So by the time you get this down and you get it into a semblance of a pyre or a pile that you could easily burn, it takes a bit to light it on fire because it's pretty goopy. But eventually, through magical means and perseverance, and I believe that at least one of you has a bottle of oil. I believe Grimlich has oil.
They used to use body
you got a
fat.
lantern, you got a lantern with your stuff.
Yeah, but it's like a soul lantern. Doesn't exactly run on oil.
But the oil would still be there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you took
Yeah,
it out.
I've got all that stuff.
Yeah. So it takes a little bit of perseverance, but eventually you get the remains of these bodies lit on fire. It is almost as bad burning as it is without burning. Billowing cloud of just black smoke goes up into the sky. But you are welcome to grab a little bit of what has already burnt up and place it into the offering bowl.
Yep.
And then, where are you guys off to next?
I would probably combine that offering with Zizzle's casting of Find Familiar if he would join me. That way he could burn the incense on the offering as well. But yeah, then the cave, right? That's where we gotta go. Where them bodies came from.
I believe so.
Yes. So you make your way back down the little winding path and find the small cave alcove that some of the zombies came out of. It goes back maybe 30 feet underground, and you see small alcoves carved into the wall with the remains of bodies in there. Some of the alcoves are empty, but otherwise it is a my brain crypt with open
see.
bodies.
If my experience tells me anything, there's a word wall around here where we can learn a word of power.
Not that kind of crypt.
A Fus Roda, if you will.
Oh, I know that's one. Those are good ones.
Well, shit. If there's nothing here, is there more cemetery to look for? Look through?
I mean, this is a massive cemetery. It's the cemetery for this entire city. You were following the path of the
graves.
most dug up graves to find this. You're welcome to continue to look around.
Yeah, might as well.
Say, is there how my brain is short-circuiting here? What brought us over this way to begin with? There was something else we wanted to do. Check this out was one of them.
You
Bacchus in disguise.
Well, it's just a rumor that Bacchus
Oh.
heard while over
Yeah.
that there's some undead, and it's just where graves being dug up, and it was just synonymous with what you've dealt with before.
Right.
one thing you were kind of heading to do wasn't necessarily this. Why is the map not showing up?
It's loading. At least it is over here.
Well, it shows that it's loaded on this side, but
It's
I see.
very small in one section.
what
Oh
the
yeah, it's
hell?
just a
What in the
What
hell
is
is
that?
That's not even the
It's
right
just a
map.
tiny. It's
I am
just a
offended
tiny
that it's not
square.
perfectly in the square.
Yeah, it's not even like in the middle of them.
Hey,
It's just
that's the Rat Man's lair. That's where
Yeah,
I have a
that's-
friend.
That's not the map that it should be. I don't know where my map went. But
Map down, map down.
you
map down.
in this
The world has been destroyed.
city, you were also like in this adventure through the city, you were also going to speak to your contact that you were given in the city guard, also known as the Vine Guard. He is located at East Keep, which is north of you. I will try and get. Why? No? Okay.
We'll still head north.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
I feel like I don't know where she is currently, but I feel like we would have left a note for Yvonne to let her know what our plans were. She knows where to meet us later on.
The only thing she is aware of is that you. Excuse me. That you were going with Bacchus, and that you were following a lead to the graveyard. And you have no
Right.
way of contacting her. Unless one of you
Okay.
has sending.
No. I've got Whisper back. Put a little tiny rolled up note with her. Send Whisper to go find Yvonne.
I don't think you can send her that far.
I can't be in control of her for that far, but I can send her out on missions.
Or see through her. She's like,
Yeah.
I think it's got like a mile range, but
Oh, can she only be within a mile of me? I thought I could just
think-
send her forever.
no, like you have, like you can see through her and control her for like 100 feet. But
Yeah.
I think she's got to stay within a mile of you.
Let me double check that. You might be right. You guys know the spells better than I do.
But so you could get to. Okay, why is that image not showing up? I don't like that. All right. Just activate that. None of these maps are there. What the hell? Oh,
It's
now
not-
it's there.
There's like a weird light square there. It's not like the transparency was just set to 100, right? Oh, hey, it's back.
There it is.
All right, so you are here at Tazka's Rest, way down here. Catnip Chaos. That's a good name. So East Keep, you follow the Barrier Road north. Barrier Road is essentially a road that, as it sounds, follows the wall, the exterior wall, that black line that circles the entire city. That is the Barrier Road. There's a wall. Nick next to it.
Where's
Okay.
Catnip Chaos?
Huh?
This is the name of
Where's
the party.
Catnip Chaos?
That's the name.
That's click the little floating bubble.
Yes. Yes.
That's us.
Good. Also, that other map is still on the screen right up here.
The tiny little box. Yes, I know. I don't know why it is there. And I don't know why it won't let me delete it. But I can't even select it to delete it.
The Rat King is everywhere.
Prince.
The Rat Prince is everywhere. I really should learn my friends' names.
I mean, he did have an actual name, but
I will need to look at my notes. I will find it eventually.
Sigro.
Sigro, the Rat Prince.
Yes. So, what are you doing?
Well, should we go get Yvonne first, or are we just heading straight to the keep?
So I do not have any spells that would let me talk to anybody that far away. So maybe.
So we'd have to go onto the Isle of Coin,
And back up.
and so we'd have to go through the East Keep to go
Well,
get her.
We got over here via ferry. So we
Yeah.
could
Is there a
technically-
ferry? Is there a ferry leaving from here?
You could go down. It's not as you're technically not in one of the districts, so it might not be as likely to be a
Easy.
boat. You could certainly try. I'm not stopping you. But because you're not in one of the primary districts, you're actually between districts. It's a little bit less frequently traveled.
We can either go back to get her or go up to this keep.
I know Yvonne went off on her own thing because Upali wasn't available last time we played, but I can't remember what she ran off to do by
She
herself.
is going to get Kronk fitted for his saddle.
You're right. That's what it was.
So, but
Well,
the understanding was as soon as she was done there, she would head your way.
Right. And we won't be at the graveyard anymore. That's going to end up with us just chasing tails.
Nobody in this town have a fucking telephone.
no. With the contraband technology, I'm sorry.
You don't have message you're sending?
I have message, but this is only good for 120 feet. By that point, I can just see her and wave, you know?
It's sending then, right?
Sending is the
Yes.
long one, and I don't have that.
And it costs a whole ass spell slot.
Yeah. that's a big spend to say, hey, meet us over here.
So.
Which I was hoping I could do find familiar. I'm not seeing the spot where it
Perhaps-
goes.
Perhaps we just try to find a taxi.
So a messenger?
But we can go take a look for
Taxi?
boats.
I'm one.
All right.
We have done it. We have found it. Go. Tell Yvonne where we are.
So you make your way. Are you gonna look around the graveyard, or are you just basically heading out?
How far away is she?
She's not terribly far distance-wise. She'd be near the Grand Guild, which is a little over half a mile from where you're standing. Ballpark.
Yeah, let's
But
just.
that's straight
let's
line
just-
distance over a body of water, or a long way if you walk all the way around.
So
Probably
as the
about-
crow flies, she's about half a mile. How
Yes.
how hard can I throw Grimlich right now?
Excuse you.
this bird doesn't fly.
We can
How
make him
fast?
fly.
How fast could Nixie run it? Because of her feline agility, she could go crazy.
You ain't running across water crazy. You ain't no monk.
No, I wouldn't run across water. I'm talking about the land.
You're looking at if you walk by land to get there, you're looking close to 3 miles.
10 minutes for Nixie. No.
Because, yeah.
It's 10 miles a day, right?
But the feline agility, you only get that once, and then you have to stand still to get it back.
Yes.
So it's
walk,
like
run,
it's a
walk,
good
run,
like
walk, run, walk,
one
run.
round jaunt, but it's
Dead
not
sprint.
an extended period of time.
Short bursts.
So
I
as
don't
we're
have to
figuring
stand.
this
I don't have
out,
to stand still. I just have to not use it for a turn, so I can walk, run, walk, run, walk, run.
It would.
no,
It
you
would.
can't. I don't think you can move for
You
it, can you?
you have to no, you can move, but you don't get your feline agility back until you take no movement in your turn.
Oh, is it?
Uh,
It's
Oh.
like so you can
yeah.
use it once, and then you can continue to just
Oh.
action.
All right.
dash,
Is there? You
move.
said there's a ferry, right? How often does
Yeah.
that go by?
It's more of a water taxi. Like I said, you could go down to the docks and see if somebody is coming this way, but it's not necessarily that it won't happen, but it's less likely to happen because you are not in a city district. You're at the
That
edge
makes
of the
sense.
Well,
city.
might as well try. We're here.
Yeah.
All right. So as you make your way out of this graveyard, heading down the slope towards the dock that you were dropped off at, we will shift a bit. Yvonne, you and Kronk sit in a gently rocking boat. The boatman there with you, smoothly rowing across the water towards the edge of the crater and your friends. The large dog next to you is whimpering softly as the boat cuts through the water. Seems to be panting nervously, and his eyes seem to be looking up.
I'm just gonna talk to Kronk like, what's wrong, buddy? And I will look up to see if I see anything, what he's seeing.
All right. So as you
Image.
try and
Meteor.
calm, you're in a crater that was made by a meteor and then filled back in with water, and they built a city on top of it. But anyway, as you kind of go over to Kronk, sitting next to him, you try to comfort him. Give me an animal handling check.
It's an 18.
As you kind of comfort him, he's still nervous and panting, kind of whimpering and looking up. You start to comfort him just as he starts to move towards the edge of the boat, and you feel the boat slowly start to tip, but you're able to you manage to get him back centered in the boat before you go for a swim in the cold water. At this point in the day, the mist has burned off, and you see the edge of the crater before you. You see these kind of rolling hills covered in grasses and rocky outcrops. And at the top of one of them, you do see a small white temple that has this billowing column of black smoke emanating from next to it. The constant drone of the city behind you and the calls of other boatmen as they move through the water sort of echoes across towards you. The sun is shining brightly despite the cold. It's a fairly pleasant day. Give me a perception check.
It's an 18.
So as the sun is out, and it provides a very mild warmth. Doesn't seem to be creating much heat with the wind and the cold of the day. But as you sit in the boat, kind of comforting Kronk, you notice that the air around you starts to get warmer. The wind itself picking up a little bit, shifting directions from what was before onshore from the water is now flowing offshore, and it feels warm, like almost like a moving into spring kind of a warm day. A massive flock of birds flies overhead, screeching and calling in just utter chaos as the sky overhead brightens. And you see a second pinprick of light opposite the sun at this point in time. And as this pinprick of light slowly grows in the daylight and becoming more obvious, this sound starts to increase, this shrieking like a banshee as the light grows brighter and brighter, flames billowing off of it as it plummets towards the ground.
In front of us? Are we in water?
Because you're heading towards the land. So on the land, it's heading towards the land in front of you. The rest of you feel the ground beneath your feet tremble as a massive explosion of some sort detonates north of you on the inside of the barrier wall. A massive pillar of dust and smoke billows into the sky. And I need you on land to make perception checks, please.
But couldn't possibly be anything to worry about.
But that fella, see?
16 for Grimlich.
Lysander can't see anything but the little kids running around his feet.
That is the 5.
20 from Nixie, who is one of the little kids running around his feet.
I'm
All
an
right.
adult, thank you very much.
As
He's an adult man.
3 feet
Like
tall.
like that in between the legs thing. Nixie's just doing that to Lysander, trying to like get his attention.
Oh, so
That
Meanwhile,
cat's
she
always
sees
tripping up.
everything.
as you're moving around and Lysander is patiently trying to deal with all of you, Nixie, you get distracted by that warmth and that light, like the little cat with a laser beam just focused on it, and you watch not where it hits the ground, but where it came from. You see that in the sky, a vague outline of a massive humanoid figure in the sky. Her barely visible face seems concerned and motherly, with long flowing hair that seems to vanish like smoke at its ends as it blows in the wind. She nods her head with a smile, kind of a sad smile, before vanishing like clouds in the sky.
Did you all see the lady in the sky? She looks sad.
Do you get into your catnip again?
As
No,
you
I swear, I don't have any.
And she's like holding up her paws, like, I'm clean.
as the rest of you look up at the sky, you just see clear sky and this faint wisps of white clouds that are just crossing, following.
Just pick her up and start shaking her. Where's the stuff?
She was really pretty, I swear.
She looks sad, but she was smiling.
Oh. And now I know you're on the catnip. How can somebody look sad and smile? It is not. Those are two opposite things.
No, sad is a feeling, smile is an action.
No. They're two opposite things.
They are not.
You can't smell. How would you know?
I know things.
Smelling has nothing to do with that conversation at all.
I have gone through many a day smiling, even though I have felt very sad.
Shifting back
fantasy.
over to Yvonne, after the impact on the ground and this not deafening from where you're at, it was loud, but you're still a distance away. After that impact in the ground, the boatman just like hunkers down in his seat and starts to mutter softly and sob and pray. Great, great Mother, shelter us and guide us, keep us safe from whatever catastrophe is upon us. And he just keeps going and going, muttering these prayers to the Great Mother. Several, if you don't do anything, he's going to keep doing that. Just
I'm just gonna go to him and ask him if he knows what it is. I don't know what it is. Do I know what it is?
You don't, but it's coming again. The city was destroyed once, long ago, and we rebuilt on top of what was left. But somebody must still be mad at us, and the gods are angry. They must be. Why would they send another catastrophe from the sky to rain down on our city? No. And like frantically, the direction you were traveling, he now like gets behind the oar, like at the oars, and just starts rowing the wrong fucking way. Because you were going kind of south and east, he is now going southwest, like away from where you were going originally.
How far to the ground from where we are?
You're about probably 500 feet off the shore, and you can see that there's like a dock that's in front of you, but the direction he's going would actually probably be more west than south. He's turned the boat and is just paddling it in the opposite direction of where that thing landed.
I'm going to take the whatever from him, pedal oars, and then I'm gonna tell him, just calm down. Nothing is coming your way. No catastrophe. So I'm gonna like try to pedal towards where I need to go.
Give me a athletics check. Oh, that's a 12.
Where are you, Von? She's stuck in a boat with a nervous dog and a nervous dude.
Kronk, eat that man.
Yeah.
That's an 8.
This being a little bit more slender, this guy, this is what he does for a living. He rows a boat, so he's got some muscle to him. And as you try to fight him for the oars, give me a dexterity saving throw.
18.
As you're trying to like fight him for the oars, he tries to push you away, and you nearly fall over the edge of the boat, tipping it pretty heavily to one side. Kronk whimpering loudly, but you manage to avoid falling into the frigid water. No, I need to get off the water. I need to get to shore. And he just starts paddling. You are going towards land, but instead of going towards Itasca's wrist, you're going more towards the Barrel Downs.
Well, I'm gonna try to keep trying to grab the oar and go where I need to go. There's nothing I can do. I don't want to swim 500 feet.
Go ahead, kid.
You mean acrobatics?
Muscle the
You-
oars.
Muted.
You muted, yeah.
Muted.
Trying to muscle the oars away from this guy. Give me an athletics check.
Heal him.
14.
This time, being a little bit more aware of what you're trying to do, you manage to push him out of the way and gain control of the oars. And at this point in time, he just like falls off the bench and literally just like curls up in a ball there and is just praying, God, please don't take us over there. Great Mother, please protect us. This woman is crazy. Take your money. Get the hell off my boat. Please.
Can
leave
I
me
just
alone.
like bonk him in the head with the oar so he'll just go to sleep?
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Make
Yeah.
an attack roll with, no, I guess just don't add your proficiency bonus. Because you were not proficient.
Just like
I heard he was prone on that boat.
Yeah, he's totally
Yeah,
prone.
advantage, yes, but you don't add. Just roll an attack with your weapon, and we'll adapt it as needed.
You
Non-lethal.
mean like unarmed attack? Unarmed strike.
That would work.
I need the target.
Bonk
You
him.
don't.
Here, whatever.
Give him the clonk.
I need a target. Okay, here.
Yeah, target the thing.
I did. What isn't it working? Oh, there it is.
Go to sleep,
Yes.
sweet baby boy.
15.
That would, without your proficiency, that would be a 12. That would.
Yeah, that's
It's
12.
fine. I just needed to know what your numbers were. So a 12 will hit as you clock this dude in the head with the oar. He kind of goes limp, not knocking him out, but he's definitely not trying to get up anymore, and now he's just whimpering and sobbing in the bottom of the boat, begging you to not go that way.
Hit him again.
Another one.
I'm just gonna keep
Another.
rowing towards where I need to go.
You hit him enough, we get a free boat.
No, we are not
hit-
murder hobos here.
History
We
shows
are
that
not
if you
AWIN.
allow history shows that if you allow people who panic like that in moments of survival to live or to function, they will get you in deep shit. So just
Horror movie logic.
You just want me to end his life? You guys.
send him to the shadow realm.
There's
Well, I think
only
Lysander
devils
does
on
not
your
want
shore.
you to end his life.
Lysander's on shore, just like lining up a shot. Try it, Yvonne. Just try it.
I might be
He
able
can
to hit her.
sense
How
it.
far is she?
He can sense. He's like, "Don't do it. Listen
Um,
to the angel on your shoulder."
I mean, all she's got is a creepy ass doll in her backpack. No angel
Hear me
there.
out. You waterboard him.
That doll is definitely telling you to murder this guy.
So, without any other objection from this guy, you are able to row the boat back towards the dock you were originally going to land at. And as you get closer, you can now see several figures standing on the dock. And that billowing column of smoke from both the temple and from whatever landed is just they're moving through the sky, and then the wind kind of carries them together and they merge and disappear into the distance. But you managed to make it to shore without capsizing the boat. I was really hoping for that, but you rolled good. And meet up with your friends.
Cool.
You see, though Zizzle did clean off the muck, both Nixie and Grimlich look a little messy. The muck is
Does it
gone.
still
but
smell bad?
No, the smell is gone. It's just they're like Nixie's fur is kind of matted but clean. Like it dried, all funky. And she needs a brushing. And Grimlich, some of the feathers are a little out of alignment.
Ruffled.
Need some preening.
Ooh, what
She'll
happened to
walk
you
over to
guys?
Yvonne, very, very proud of herself.
We killed a bunch of people, and then we had to. We got rid of the bodies. I did good. I went up a
Oh.
building.
You did? Oh, that's good. What? I think
Well-
you need a bath.
Yeah, the fur's not quite the way I like it. I keep
Well,
going through like minor panic, and then I'm like, I'm fine. This'll help. I was losing my mind. Yeah,
You was.
it's what he
Well-
called. He called it a. What did he say? Gravity squeegee? Yeah.
Gravity squeegee.
Weird.
Crap.
When you
And
say
then-
gravity squeegee, it happens again. It's like you heard you say it. It's like all of your fur just thumps. It doesn't come off, but like it gets pressed to you real tight, real quick.
It's like the command word. Gravity squeegee. There you go. Clean.
He's ADHD. He hears like, oh, I can do that.
You
So,
see that
so-
ball of fire come from the sky?
Yes, can we
We-
go look? I really want to see
Yeah,
it.
the So did they come past this ball of fire towards me, or
No.
I'm sorry, I don't know where the ball of fire hit exactly.
From where they're standing, it is probably 1,000 feet or so northeast of you on the inside of the wall. So you'd follow the barrier road maybe 1,000 feet and find it somewhere there.
I did see it, but it's far away. Should we go take a look what it is? And I'm gonna tell them what the guy in the boat was crying about and the whole thing.
I see. We should use the boat.
Yvonne, did you see the really pretty lady in the sky?
Did I see the pretty lady? I did.
You were busy wrangling a
Beating a
dog
helpless man.
and beating a panicked man into submission.
I did not. There was a pretty lady in the sky.
Yeah, she was really pretty, and her hair was like kind of turning into smoke. And she had a really pretty smile, but it looked sad.
Did you eat any catnip today?
Nixie will shake her head no, and then just look sad. Like no one believes her.
Bacchus did make her a beer with catnip, also.
That's
Ew.
true.
I will remind you.
Did anybody else see this pretty lady?
She'll look back like she just told everybody about it, and they need to confirm that they actually saw it too, because she's like, I told you, it's there. We all know it's there.
Yeah, Grimlich is just nodding.
Zizzle is very adamantly shaking his head, but Zizzle is also like 20 feet behind everybody. And he's just like slowly inching towards the thing that fell. It's like, it fell from the sky. This is my calling.
Zizzle, how did you get so far? How did you get over there?
My legs were see, it was like this.
And he just like turns and starts walking up the road.
Oh, he's running. What is he running from? We're in danger. Run, everybody.
No, we're not in danger. I just want to see what fell. It's not every day things fall from the sky.
Towards
It's
the
Thursday.
danger.
Yes. Well, maybe. I don't know that there will be danger.
Okay, well then, Grimlich starts running and probably takes you pretty quickly.
Well, probably.
What's
Right
your-
now, my
what's
speed
your
is 40
speed?
feet. 40.
Oh, so the same. So it takes a little bit for me to catch up.
Zizzle's cheating because he can lighten his weight and it gives me more movement speed.
No fair.
Can't Kronk
systematically
give you a
increasing
ride,
my-
Zizzle? Isn't that what Isn't that why I went and got a saddle? So Sizzle can ride Kronk?
That's so we could, yeah, with the chest preserving on it too.
Now,
Um,
Kronk's saddle is a pack saddle, not a riding saddle.
yeah, it's more.
He is
for-
Oh
now a
man.
pack animal with a chest of preserving strapped to his back, which looks very nice on him, and he's very happy to help.
That's a good boy.
Nice.
Thank you, Kronk.
And Kronk's
Fine.
speed is 42, so Kronk can keep up with us.
So it's just the three of you just
Oh yeah,
actually, I think Nixie could still take you
probably.
because you guys can action dash and move, and that gets you 80. She can action, bonus action, and move to get 90.
I'm fast like lightning. Like the
fun.
shadows.
I don't
There
have
we
to be
go.
first. I just want to see what fell.
Yeah. So, Yvonne, you get there, talk to them for a few minutes, and you watch Zizzle, Grimlish, and Nixie just bolt straight in the direction of that billowing pillar of smoke.
Since Zizzle was already kind of inching toward it, he got a little bit of a head start, and Nixie, to prove that she's quick like lightning, goes down on all fours and just goes as fast as she can. She's like, I need all of my legs and arms to get into this.
I love this. This is minutes after Zizzle's.
I'm an adult. I need to start this race.
So
And then Griffin
you-
is just pop, pop, pop.
you and Lysander stand there and watch as they just take off, moving faster than you would ever be able to move.
But I don't want to do this, but I want to do this. I'll just say, Yvonne, take my hand.
He's gonna teleport. I love it.
Thunder step.
Take my hand.
Is that 150 feet?
It just says special, whatever I can see.
Oh my god.
Lysander can see God.
I think. I don't know.
I think it has a distance.
It's got to. I
It can be
thunder stepped
heard
them
up
to the
to
moon.
300 feet. Teleport one ring creature size is carrying. Creature must be within 5 feet.
My range just says special, so I'm not sure.
I thought it had a range.
You teleport yourself to an unoccupied space you can see within range, which is 90 feet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I was like,
like-
that doesn't seem right. All right.
But
So,
I don't want to waste a warlock spell on it.
but though they are moving faster than you, you can jog and kind of keep an eye on them at least.
I'm gonna Deku this and use the circlet of blasting and blast the ground and just shoot myself forward.
Can I feline agility? So I have I can double my movement.
At least for one round, yeah.
One of it, yeah.
So your 90 becomes 180 for one round, and you just like. As you rocket
like it's
forward, your two companions following for a while close behind, but then you book it forward and leave them in the dust as the two adult-sized of your companions just kind of slowly jog behind, parents watching their kids run through the field. So as you get closer, that smoke billowing, that column getting bigger and bigger as you get near, you notice that the closer you get to the fire, the warmer it gets. So you go from a cold winter day to like a nice cool spring day to a warm spring day to a nice summer day, and then as you are about 100 feet from this thing, it is like 110-degree summer day, hot and dry, dreadfully uncomfortable.
That is so perfect.
If not for sit, then why is it made of warm?
Are you
Once
waiting
she
for
reaches-
everyone? Or you
Once she
move
reaches
it?
the end of her like dash, I guess you could like she'll stop, look her back, and just to see like she's like very proud of herself. She won the race, and she's just like kind of for more or less. And she like looks back, she's like,
Wow, you're slow.
and she'll like just wait for him for a minute.
It does take a little while, at least for Yvonne and Lysander to get there. But eventually, you guys at that about 100-foot mark, you all kind of meet up together.
This is nice and warm here. This is good space.
You guys finally caught up. Did you see?
What fell? You got here first. What fell from the sky?
Oh, I was waiting for you since I knew you were excited about the sky falling.
Well,
It's
I don't
shiny.
think
I don't know, I didn't look yet. I figured it would be more fun to look at it together.
Can we see from here what fell?
You see the edges of a small crater. So the
Sweet.
walls of the crater block whatever's in it.
Zizzle will try and get closer.
All right. As you... What the hell was that? Chug's over there having a spaz attack. As you get closer to the edge of this crater, it gets to be like very hot. Not uncomfortably hot in the sense of like burning you or taking damage, but if anyone here has ever been in 120 plus degree weather, it's not a pleasant experience, and that's kind of what it is.
Except for Zizzle, who loves hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lizard is like, this is perfect.
Just
I love
basking in
everything
it.
about this.
Absolute rock.
This is the happiest I have been the whole time I have been here.
What's
Did
it? What
Yvonne
is
and
it?
Lysander get here yet? Because I feel like Lysander's gonna need to grab him before he crawls on whatever burning in the ground is happening.
Oh no, if Zizzle gets over the edge and can look down and see that, like, oh, there's something in there. It's not actively molten magma. I'm pretty sure I can get there without burning myself. He will immediately just, like, crawl over the edge. This thing fell from the sky. It is hot. Zizzle is so happy right now.
As you kind of get to the edge of this, you being pretty short, the edge is a decent height, but it's not as high as you really think. As you kind of, it comes to about like nose level, and as you kind of peek over the edge of this crater, Chug, what do they see? I will say you are unconscious at the moment.
They will see the small, crumpled form of a fairy with blazing, fiery wings, kind of in the Yamcha position.
It's dead.
Just like perfectly like crumpled into the ground. Kind of just wearing just what seems to be like light summer clothes, despite it being winter here. Her hair kind of is like this red, but it ends in like smoldering, fiery tips. But unless they roll her over, they will not get a good look of her face. We all know what the Yamcha position is.
And how big is this fairy creature?
The fairy is about 2 foot on the dot. And
Guess what, Lysander? You got another one.
More little
Another
people.
small boy.
And this one can fly.
I was actually
And
going to ask Zizzle to do a check on me. I have some sort of small creature attraction.
Curse.
My cursed.
Like, can you do an
sorry.
Arcana check? Make sure that he's not.
Tell me, God, what have I done to pain you so that you torment me? Why?
That is just a person.
Are they dead?
That's so casual for a person that just came down like a fucking meteor. Like, that's just a person, like it happens every day.
No
Well,
space
I mean,
rock. Bullshit.
he was
He's
hoping
so
for space rocks.
disappointed. Yeah, he's so disappointed. It's just a person.
It's just
Nixie
a
will then
person.
proceed to climb down.
Yeah, so he's a little
And
climb
then
in and like check for life. Like,
Yeah.
are they dead? It's like,
I'll go look.
Oh, Nixie's just plans on doing the standard cat paw to the face technique. Just
I
a
will peck
very
at it.
gentle, like, touch.
I will peck at the head.
Creature appears to be alive, and as soon as you start to like poke and prod, you would come awake. You are just basically asleep.
For the record, you have leaning over you right now a small blue kobold person, a crow, and a cat. All about your size.
Yeah.
No, bigger. You're all at like 3 feet. Jeez.
No,
Zizzle's
I'm
only
like
2.
2. Yeah, I'm
thought
like
you were
2
like-
foot.
I'm
thought
like
you were
only an inch or two taller than Dizzle.
I thought you were all at
Zizzle
3 feet.
Zizzle is 2'7". I'm sorry. Zizzle is
Okay.
2'7".
Yeah, I'm like 2.5 foot tall.
So we're all roughly the same height as you.
The fairy is 2 foot even.
Respect.
Slightly taller than you then.
Well, the fairy will finish her scream as she was screaming as she was falling. And then she'll go,
Are you okay? You fell from the sky.
What was that like?
Was
Was it fun?
well, yeah, the fall was cool. Graham, what the hell? She's looking around in the air.
No,
that
I am
your
Grim.
grandmother,
I am Grimlich. I am not Grim.
she was really pretty, and so are you. I like your hair.
This was the big face you saw on the
Thank
screen.
you.
This is a very little face.
And the fairy will stand up, and she just angrily looks in the air. And you'll see she will lift a hand and just, you know what? Yeah, fireball the air, straight up.
Oh,
We start
Oh.
good.
Oh.
We're sending a message to Graham.
I don't think there was anything there.
There's something right here.
You are very warm. This
You
is
want to
not a
hold
bad
my
thing.
hand while I bring you back up? You're in the crater. It's not very. I don't think it's very safe down here. Well, I don't see anything bad.
And Nixie, without you answering, will grab your hand and start to kind of work your way up.
The fairy will kind of look to who looks responsible. Oh no.
Nobody around you looks responsible.
She'll look to Sizzle and go, is your cat trained? Yeah, it has to be trained. I'm not dead yet.
When she was trained, the assassin seems to have done a pretty good job. But
He has very many skills.
She's just
I knew
really
the
happy. She
cats
doesn't have great
trained
personal
themselves
space
to kill us.
awareness. She's
No,
trying to
she's
take
not.
you to the responsible one right now. She's gonna take you up to Lysander.
and Yvonne.
You-
And Kronk. Actually, Kronk is like the most responsible member of our party.
That is saying something.
You know, now that I get a closer look at your face, your eyes are really pretty too.
Looking at her eyes, they actually have almost look like they're sun rays kind of breaking up the inner circle. They're like a light glowing orange. And the fairy, well, thank you, kitty. And she'll kind of pat around her bags. And then she goes, oh, here it is. And she'll pull out a bag of green catnip. She goes, I was always told to throw this at a cat if they were ever going to threaten us. She just gives it to the
Nixie
cat lady.
looks ungodly excited as she just gently holds out both hands and takes it. You said it was in a bag?
Oh yeah, it's in a little baggie. And
She's gonna put the baggie carefully in her mouth go on all fours, and then just run up to Lysander and ask if she can have it.
Doug's
The
character
fairy-
showed up
the
to the
fa-
party holding.
The fairy will turn and look at the other two, and go, Skin burner. I am Arc Pyromagus. Boom, boom.
Ah, Queen! Ah, I bow to you. It is nice to be in the presence of royalty.
Zizzle got distracted halfway through your speech looking for space rocks. There's none there. He's upset by this.
Nixie is now in front of Lysander.
The lady in the pit with the pretty hair and wings and eyes and stuff, she gave me this and she said, Catnip, can I have it?
Seeing as
There'll be an
how-
explosion of shadow next to him. Like, you must allow her. It is from a queen.
How do we even know that this thing isn't hostile? It just shot a fireball into the air. I thought it was trying to hit you guys.
Boom Boom will look over at Lysander and go, "Are you the responsible one?"
I guess I have to be.
She walks up, pulls out a bag and a note, and hands it to you.
Lysander's daycare.
He'll take it and read the note. What does the note say?
Do you want to write this, Sylvan, or would you like me to?
Muted.
You're muted.
You can let them know.
It says, "She's your problem now. Take good care of her, or I'll find you. The money is to offset the costs."
Pay for damages.
Oh, poor Lysander. This is. What did you do? What did you do in a past life?
You know what I'm gonna do while he's thinking? He is going to hand something or hold something out to all the little ones. Tell them to hold on to it. So everybody, put your hand on, and he's gonna activate the immovable rod for a minute. As Yvonne and I are gonna have a conversation.
Wait, tall one. Is it the last one holding it gets to keep it?
The timeout stick. You stay there.
I've played this game before.
I would like to say that the catnip falls just out of Nixie's reach, and she's just really trying to grab at it the entire time. Like just a little bit closer, just a little closer.
Let me get that for you, and I'll just teleport in shadow and just grab it and just hop on over, and then put my hand back on the thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He didn't say if I could have it or not yet. Do you think it would be okay for a little taste?
I don't. It would be rude to not accept a queen's gift.
No. But don't need another language. I'm still not sure where you found this one.
Nixie will gently open the bag and just like before she like actually consumes it, just like at a reasonable distance, gentle sniff.
Does Yvonne see Nixie doing this?
You hear colors.
You smell sounds. You hear colors.
I'm gonna grab the bag from her if I see it.
Is that Jerry Garcia?
Nixie will look up very sad at you, but then she'll get her full-fledged high, and she'll be like,
"This is okay. Everything's okay. You look like a lot. Oh, you look. There's a lady in the sky. You look a lot like her."
Kinda does. But what the figure you saw in the sky was considerably older. Like a grandmotherly figure. but you would have seen similar facial features.
Family resemblance.
Yes.
So she just dropped her ass off and left.
Said, bitch, get out of here.
And
Your
enough of
problem
your
now.
shit.
You're more. You're. Seem angry by comparison. She was smiling but sad. Are you sad? Do you cover your sadness with anger?
Boom Boom will like frown for a moment. She goes, "No, I cover my anger with anger." Honestly, I think it's really bullshit that I got in trouble. I think that, there was a bunch of goblins and bogrims and other imps that showed up at the village, and they told me to surrender and get on my knees. And all I said is, "I'm not your mother" last night. They took offense to that and then exploded. How was I supposed to know that I was shooting near the fertilizer shed? It literally rained shit for an hour.
That seems bad.
Nixie's in such shock. Her face just goes completely blank and it just stares for like an uncomfortable amount of time, but you realize that she's just too high to know what you fully said.
Gram was like, the third time blowing up the fertilizer shed was too many times. She let me do it a couple more just to see if I would change. But, I mean, why do they keep putting it right there? It's in my line of fire.
What? Change your line of fire.
Why would I do that? My line of fire works.
Because there's a fertilizer shed there.
To be fair, if you rebuild your shed in the line of fire every time, you're just asking for disaster. Like, why would you build a house next to a beach if it floods all the time? It's kind of counterintuitive. I see the logic here.
You
Boom
just
will
described
point
the
at
logic
Grimlich.
of living in
This one
Florida
gets it.
and the tornado alley.
Yes.
I had to explain to you what pants were.
I still do not understand pants. You're
I
not
don't
even
like
wearing
pants.
them.
Well, no.
I do
Well,
not
I
know
wear
what they are.
pants.
I mean,
Nixie completely ignoring
Lysander,
it.
that vein in your forehead is quite large.
Well, I'm not going to get that checked out. That looks not healthy, friend.
It looks like an indication of high blood pressure.
oh, I just call those Gram bumps. I didn't know other people got them.
It's happening more and more often lately with poor Lysander.
Yeah, it happened more and more on the 7th shed, so, I mean...
7th shed. What? Why? Why don't you like sheds? The people work very hard to build those.
They should
Kind of
make them
wood you build
burnable.
It's at this time that Nixie blinks for the first time in what feels like probably a long time, as she's been staring at Boom Boom the entire time. Ignoring everything that was said and just repeating.
Yeah, you're really pretty.
Boom Boom will raise her eyebrows, and she goes, "Is the cat sizing me up to eat me?" They do that. They're apex hunters,
There's a possibility. I
What
wouldn't
time
take
is
the
it?
eyes off her.
If you gave
But-
it catnip, it'll kill for you.
But if I run, I have to let
Don't
go of the
run.
rod, and I want to win the rod.
Don't
If
run.
you run, you will only die tired.
Not even that tired. You'll just die slightly over there.
Yes. Yes. But no, she will not harm you. You've given her a great gift.
Oh, well, I have more of them. It's very common for a fairy to carry multiple cat distraction bags.
Don't bring those out.
So like how cats' eyes dilate, hers just start going nuts. She's just like, oh my god, you just gave me Christmas every day.
Yeah, sometimes we lace them with all kinds of things. I don't even know what's in most of them.
Don't. Nixie, no eating the fairy gifts.
I didn't.
No smelling the fairy gifts.
It's
No hugging the fairy gifts.
really.
No licking the fairy gifts.
Didn't like it. Sandra didn't tell me I could have it. I just wanted to know what it smelled like.
No listening to you much about the fairy gifts.
Oh, can I have your names?
Oh.
No.
Minute.
You may not have my name.
Oh.
You cannot have our names. We can say what our names are, but you cannot have them.
Why would they want our names? They have their own. She said a lot of names, and then boom boom. I wasn't really listening to the first part, apologies. But not a lot of apologies, just a little bit of apologies, because I was upset you're not space rocks.
I'm Yvonne's
Boom Boom will
gonna
reach into her bag and just throw out a couple Feywild rocks.
Yvonne's gonna turn to Lysander and be like, What is this? Do we trust this thing?
Well,
We should take Nixie out of there.
It is at this time that Nixie will now screech the song of her people and just go trying to get Lysander's attention.
do I have silence? I don't. Who has silence?
All of Lysander's spells are become like child care.
Gameplay wise, I can't do shit.
Like she's like whatever was in the Feywild catnip has made Nixie no longer able to speak temporarily. She can only full-fledged meow. So she's trying her best. She's like, meow.
Maximum Quaalude.
Full Quaalude. No, not good.
And her ears kind of are just like getting more and more sad and pathetic as he doesn't look over at her.
So basically, this note just says that this fairy here is our problem now, and this is payment to watch her.
How much? How much do you get paid?
Yeah, how much is in the,
to get
the
a
sack?
get paid for a renegade fairy?
The entirety of Boom Boom's starting gold, so 100 gold.
Do we need this right now? I mean, we could leave her here for somebody else to find.
Well, I guess we should ask her what she plans on doing.
Well, she should start planning on not giving Nixie any of catnip that she has in her bag.
Looks like it's a little too late. Maybe we should let her run around a little bit, and he'll go and pick the rod back up.
Okay.
Boom Boom will go. What is your wisdom, oh decision makers?
Did you take the rod yet?
Yeah.
Nixie is now running circles around the crater.
Well, I have to ask you, Boom Boom, what is it you are doing?
Well, Gram said I need to grow up, and then she picked me up and threw me. And then I was yelling fuck as I fell, and now I'm here.
Did Boom Boom say how old she is?
She had not yet.
How old are you, Boom Boom?
Your years, my years.
Your years.
277.
177.
277.
277.
Is that more or less than our years?
So she's a fairy.
Boom Boom will just tilt her head for a while. I'm not sure how many of those years are for you. I don't know, like 8? 18? 300? 3,000?
There's a lot of, or not a lot of those.
Nixie, as she runs by, just says,
At me. Go.
one word every time she passes by.
Nope. Nope. Got the red blue shift.
Well,
So is that like a kid in fairy years, an adult, young adult? What?
Well, I mean, we just, Usually Gram just says you're old enough to go out.
If it helps, I am 7 and I am an adult.
I exist
Well-
beyond the confines of time.
Well, it looks like you act like a child, otherwise your Gram wouldn't send you here.
Oh.
Well, Gram just wanted to stop building sheds. Which, I mean, I think Moore liked it.
Norm?
Moore's my friend. He's a giant. He likes to plant stuff and grow it. And he always said every time I blew up the shed, it really got the fields fertilized. And the village, too, which I thought was a win-win-win. I got to see goblins burning. The village was fertilized.
Yes, the
More was that?
precipitation.
I'm not familiar with that phenomenon.
Phenomena.
We are never getting anything done ever again. I hope you know this.
Oh,
This will continue. So, are you continuing to East Shield or the East Keep? Excuse me, or gonna go rob somebody for their boat if he's still there?
I mean,
we're
is
not robbing
anybody
anybody?
is anybody coming this way to investigate the fucking falling star that just impacted inside the city walls?
Give me a perception check.
I shall do this.
See.
24.
In a few minutes after as you guys are having this conversation and Nixie's running laps around you, saying sentences one moment at a time, you do.
She later moves on to saying that they're pretty, and then doesn't want Yvonne to feel left out, so calls her pretty too.
But you do eventually notice coming from the north along the road, there is a small group of armored figures on horseback.
It's the
following
fuzz.
the road.
Cheese it.
Zizzle is full on still in the crater that she fell in, like just looking at everything. He's like,
Are these space rocks? No, those are regular rocks. That is a
You would-
group of sand that was fused by the heat.
You probably
yes.
noticed the crater's cooling. Boom Boom is not.
In close proximity to Boom Boom, it's not quite as hot as the crater was when you approached it. You're looking at like a good 80-degree summer day kind of temperature.
Oh,
So
doesn't get very
comfortably warm, but not uncomfortably hot.
But
That
Boom
is
Boom
very
will
uncomfortable.
look up at the knights, and they'll slowly just see her start to raise a hand, palm out.
You can leave. Everything is fine. Do not blow them up. They are not goblins.
Oh, do we kill them? Not kill them?
No. No killing these ones. Because then there's more, and then there's more, and then there's more, and it's just a whole thing. And the whole town hates us, and I like their books, and I go talk to their
Every
books.
more you say, Boom Boom smile ratchets a little bit higher.
But,
And she's like full grinning at the end.
and they don't really like being blown up, and therefore they will just kill you. That's all.
Oh. Dying's like the worst thing that could happen. For me.
For a lot of people, yes, including the people that you probably explode a lot of.
Dying is neither good nor bad. It is just an inevitability that happens. People die.
He's a Grim Reaper. He helps people die.
If you die, I shall guide your soul to the Dust Mother, where she will judge you accordingly.
Kind of fell into an odd group of people here.
The sound of thundering hooves approach you as you see about a dozen guards from this close. About half of them go and ride their horses around and kind of spread around the crater, while the rest of them sit in horseback, looking at all of you.
Sizzle waves.
Good afternoon, constables.
Come from this little.
Nixie is running by.
Hi! 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 Hi!
Passes a new one. Hi.
She just keeps going too. She doesn't realize that she's seen these people before now. Everyone's new every time.
State your business here and what the hell happened?
Let's
we
send
were
this little
checking it.
fell.
Yes, we were checking out this crater. Turns out it was a person.
Kind of disappointing.
Boom Boom raised her hand. I'm the person.
She's a queen.
Give me a persuasion check, honestly, because that statement is hard to believe, even though I know it's true.
Well, Grimlich would think it was true, right?
I mean, you guys are telling. That's why I say persuasion, not deception.
Did we all roll it?
That's a 26 as Boom Boom will,
Jeez Louise.
after being called a queen, because yes, she slays like that, she will put her hands on her hips, raise her eyebrows, and go, "Do you deny that I am a queen?"
I got a natural one.
Balance. So, you are a queen that I've no idea where you're from. And you decide to arrive at our city in a fiery inferno and an explosion near the wall of our city. And the rest of you have just come to welcome the queen to her what?
Well, apparently her queendom, her kingdom, wasn't your town founded in a crater from caused by a meteor from the sky? Is this not a second coming?
Just wanted to see what fell.
Yeah, Graham was real drunk that time.
Well,
I
keep saying things that don't make a lot of sense.
Why? God damn it. Why do I have these patrols like this?
Now the lore of this place has been changed forever.
No,
Man.
it hasn't. No.
This guard just channeled Sylvan so hard. Like these
There's a-
idiots. Every
There's a guy
time.
who just looks too close to how Sylvan looks.
Right.
So, Queen, what is your business here besides making craters in the road?
Well, I was told by Graham I'm really good at violence, so I was to find somebody responsible, that one, she points to Lysander, and offer my services of violence for him.
Violence, you say?
Yvonne's gonna jump in. I'm like, she's just a child. She's one of us. She's just we were just checking out what this was, and now we're gonna leave. Sorry for all this confusion. Please forgive our children. Even though you're
Whoa.
not.
The gene line in that family is messed up.
Yes.
The guard who's
Adopted children.
looking at you, he kind of takes in the words you say, and you hear two of the guards who kind of circle around behind you, whispering loudly, "Is that her? Was that the one from last night? No, it couldn't be. Why would she be out here? What's going on? Who are these people?" The guard captain in front of you. "If you are taking responsibility for this queen,
Boom boom. Boom, boom.
I need names." Oh, Queen
Of
Boom
the-
Boom. What about the rest of you?
I'm Ivan.
Lysander. Lysander.
Where are you staying in the city?
Other dancers rest.
A humble place known as your mama's house. Just kidding.
From the guards behind you. See, it is. They're at the rest. It's gotta be. Well, if you say you're taking responsibility for this one, we'll certainly have to check in on you every once in a while. But who's gonna pay for this road?
I can help fix. Let me get up the game.
We call him the cleaner.
That's really? I've never heard that one before.
And Zizzle will start using mold earth to help patch up the hole in the road.
Give me a spell casting check, so just your intelligence.
That is an 18 plus 4 for 22.
You do an exceptional job repairing the are you just repairing the road, or are you getting rid of the whole crater itself?
He will like break up the crater and set it aside, and like the parts of the crater that were like fused from heat, and I can open that back up. Like to get set off to the side of the road, and new dirt will come in and fill the stone and fill in the hole and the road itself, and like it's like makes the whole area. He's Zizzle. He's going way extra. It doesn't need to be this nice.
Yeah, so as you kind of take a few moments and using your magic to sculpt the earth back into the road, it's odd because now that this section of road is much nicer than the rest of it, which isn't bad, it's just been worn down over time and hasn't been worked on recently. But then you have this odd, like perfectly smooth, nice, neat patch of road that's about 40 feet long.
Now that the hole
That's
is gone, Nixie does not have anything to run around anymore.
There's a
So she will
circle
come
of
up.
guards around you still.
Wait a minute. Hang about this.
What time of day is it?
Because of the delay in burning the bodies and everything, it's probably early afternoon.
Okay. So there is no hole, and there are people, but Nixie is going to now run up to Lysander and tell him that
I think I've seen these people before.
because she's been running around saying hi to them the whole time. Multiple times now.
Are we planning on going back to this the city? Is
Supposed
that what we're
to
trying to do?
Well, actually, we need to go talk
the east
to...
keep.
Yeah.
We'll keep following the road north is what we are supposed to do.
Yeah, the guards came from that direction.
Yvonne will be like, can those horses hold 2 or more people on them? Can we get hitch a ride with them?
These horses are for Vineguard use only. Sorry, but the queen and her escort will have to make their way there on foot. As he's
Boom
talking,
Boom will look up at that and go, "Why would I have to go anywhere on foot?" And she'll like fly up a couple feet.
Dixie will lose her mind at that. Like, you just broke her reality.
well, however you want to get there, it's not going to be on the back of these horses. But I don't want to waste my time with any of you. The road is fixed. You've gotten this Queen Boom Boom under your control. She's your responsibility now. Your problem. As the guard turns to leave, Yvonne, you hear a few guards like clomping up behind you on their horses. Excuse me, miss. Did you perform at the Feather Dancer's Rest last night?
Oh, were you there?
Oh, yeah, the 2 of us. We stayed. We saw some of the performances, but we had to leave before the end of the night.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was me. Well, it was. I'm sorry, I did not notice you there. There was a lot of people.
Oh, well, I mean, we just wanted to say it was an amazing show.
Well, thank you. Too bad you can't give us a ride.
The captain is in charge. And at this point in time, most of the other guards have left, and these 2 just kind of shuffle back to their horses. Well, safe travels. Don't get in any trouble in the city. And they ride away.
Right.
As they ride off, Boom Boom with a shitting grin will go, "Oh, can I have your names?"
I find it strange that 2 of the town guard were in attendance last night, but they did nothing to assist us in fighting those creatures.
Well,
They
still
said they
have to
didn't. Yeah, they didn't stay till the end.
But I still find it weird the guard never showed up.
Yvonne's performance was early evening, and you guys closed down the club.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you did. It wasn't Bacchus.
Once
I
Dixie
can-
And the guards didn't come. You guys finished the fight in approximately like 15 seconds. So, how
Oh,
fast
yeah.
do you think their response time is?
That's
That is
fair.
That is right.
You gotta
Were you
think
in the
about
rough side of town? Because it could be several minutes.
That
No.
reminds me. We should probably touch upon the fact that that creature escaped and is probably somewhere in the walls of the town.
Well, yes, I don't plan on trying to track him down later. I don't manage to get the vial of its blood, which should be good for tracking.
We should track him down. He is in contact with a hag, a witch, and I very much wish to extract information from him.
Well, yeah, that is on the list of things to do, and my list is very long. I will need a couple of days in town to just, like, work on things, because I have a very large list. But
What
the
is your
blood
list?
Well, I've got the things for Yvonne, I've got the things for next year, I've got the things for Lysander, I've got half a dozen other things that are like halfway built here. I have to for you. I got the blood shocking thing we've got to work on. I've got
And he's just like listing off, starts listing out a bunch of random other things that Zizzle has cooking in the back of his
You're just
brain.
watching his Grimlich's eyes just get bigger and bigger as you continue your list. He's like, you have a lot of things.
Yes.
Nixie, upon seeing Boom Boom take flight and now processing after what had happened, is now attempting to fly by flapping her arms up and down.
And delish.
You bought a leash, actually.
Almost right, but then.
You do have one.
Not yet. We have to
and-
pick it up when we pick up the saddle.
Well, no, we got Kronk.
Nixie
got
also has the broom of flying. He can fly.
That's true.
Oh,
she
She's
does.
too high to remember she has the broom.
Those
Oh,
have
God.
command words, and you have to remember a whole word.
You can see the wings are flapping on Boom Boom. So Nixie is associating that with her arms, and she's just like,
You do not have the correct plumage on your arms, Nixie. No matter how hard you flap, you will not gain wind velocity here. Your bones are too dense. You look foolish.
Nixie takes that as she just needs to get higher for it to work. So she climbs up
Oh.
Lysander and jumps off while doing that.
I cast levitate on Nixie.
So now she's
She's
just
doing-
hovering in the air. Not
I was
moving
wrong.
anywhere.
Forgive me, Nixie. I did not know you could fly.
Boom Boom will fly up to Nixie. She goes, "Oh," and she pulls out like a tiny, like fairy-sized rope, and she goes, "You want to hold this?"
And then I'm also going to. How
Move
much
it
do you
around,
weigh?
so go for it anyway.
How much do you weigh, Boom Boom?
Oh, Boom Boom weighs I believe 12 pounds.
there.
You now weigh 24 pounds. As I double your weight.
My God.
So, continuing on.
Yes.
Yes,
All
please.
right.
I was about to burn spell slots.
Lysander
damn.
needs a strong sedative.
It's called whiskey. They have it
Bacchus
in
isn't here to hand
abundant-
him alcohol
abundant
anymore.
quantities. It doesn't take too long to walk. The barrier road is relatively level. It's kind of at the backside of the crater edge, so it's pretty leveled out at this point in time. It's rather quick to walk there. You pass into the East Shield, which you all had to come through. Well, not Boom Boom. You had to come through here once before. The barrier road meets up with that very narrow channel road that's sunken below the rest of the buildings, and you pass through that essentially ditch that is the road. As you approach the East Keep, you see that massive stone structure that straddles the one road that leads into the city, and there's a half a dozen guards outside guarding the actual gate itself.
Guess we need to go into the keep. So we need to talk to the captain. It wasn't the same captain that came out to meet us, was it?
No. You were given the captain's name that you were told to talk to.
That's after Commander Graves.
Guard
Okay.
Commander Graves.
I did not capitalize his name, and my notes are confusing. because I did
Especially
not do
since
that.
you've had a lot of time in graveyards, so.
Yeah.
As we approach, I would like to roll a perception check to see if I can't smell food.
Go ahead and give me that perception check.
No.
That tracks. I did. Even with a 1,
All
it's
you
still an
smell
8.
are the sounds.
Yeah, you're smelling sounds and tasting colors right now, so your senses are just assaulted by everything. Overwhelmed at this point in time by the sensory input that's coming.
Boom Boom will whisper at Nixie, and she'll go, "Hey Nixie, watch this." She's gonna flick out the wand of pyrotechnics, just launch it off.
Every spark that comes off that, Nixie is now chasing after, pounces on it, puts both paws on, and when she removes her paws, there's nothing there, and she just keeps doing that until it stops.
So, what you doing besides taunting the stoned cat?
I'll talk to Guard Commander Graves. About
Alright.
what Ugalme told us about.
All right, so you approach the cluster of guards at the gate. One of them there, large human, kind of ruddy colored skin, and a very scraggly beard. Hello, what's your business here?
I would like to speak with Guard Commander Graves. I have a message for him.
You ain't gonna find him here, mate. The former Vine leader, Graves, ain't here no more. He's part of them there Stormbreakers over there on the Isle of Waves. He was recently reassigned. He can rot over there for all I care. Let him drown.
Right. That
Excuse me,
seems-
sir. Do you happen to have snackies?
I ain't got no snackies. What you talking about? Yeah,
Oh
if you
god,
ain't
this
got-
is... I'm sorry, how long has it been since we started walking up the road?
Like, how long since you found Boom Boom?
How long since I cast Levitate on Nixie? Because she may or may not be tethered to Kronk like a cat balloon right now.
It's not.
Is it more
that
than 10
far.
minutes?
I mean, it'd be about a mile of walking, so yeah.
Okay, then she's on the ground. I just wanted to make sure she wasn't having this conversation while floating in the air above Kronk.
Floating on her
Hi.
side, spinning in the air. So no, she is on the ground.
I guess if he denies her, she will go over to anyone in the party and ask for snackies. She's got the munchies now. She's been high for a while. And ran a lot.
Boom Boom's gonna dig into a pocket if no one stops her.
No, that's you, Boom Boom. Last thing you gave her caused this. You said he's in a
Yeah.
Stormbreaker?
Yeah. Are you hungry? Here's an edible.
We
Got
got
real high.
brownies.
We got real high. Here's some cookies.
Yeah. This'll mellow
This
you
will
out.
settle you down. Yeah, Stormbreaker keep.
Okay. Well, then let's head that way.
Thank you for your time, sir.
You're right. Why don't you head on inside and leave the guards to their business?
Okay.
Passing through the familiar underpassage of the keep, you stand at the top of that long bridge now that slopes down towards the Isle of Coin, looking down at a familiar sight of the city below.
We just went in a really big circle, didn't we?
Yes.
Yep.
Can I do another perception check for
Oh, what? We should probably tell the guards that there's some Harpies digging up bodies in the graveyard and let them know that, hey, it might be dangerous over there.
Well, they're not there no more. We killed them.
Right, but they were there. Oh,
But they're no longer there. And they seem to be busy, telling jokes and laughing.
that is fair.
Boom
He
Boom will
took
go,
away all
yeah,
the
fuck
stuff
those
and showed it.
guys.
You are
There's
awfully
nothing to
aggressive
see.
for a little person.
Except for all these lights.
Nixie, you gotta stop getting into the catnip. It is not good for your health.
Wait, you don't see them?
There's the one that's called the sun.
No, no, they're everywhere.
There's the drugs.
And then
If you
she's gonna
snuff them out for
put her hand toward Dizzle's face, right on his snout, and be like,
They're even right here.
That is my face. I'm gonna start
Nixie.
looking like Lysander after this.
Nixie is great.
So, you descend that long, sloping bridge down into the city and quickly find yourself among the streets of the Isle of Coin once again, not too far from the Grace Promenade and the Feather Dancer's Rest.
Let's make it over to the dock just in time for that one guy who was scared as shit just to get to the shore. And be like, hey, we need a boat ride.
No. Wait.
Good luck finding him again.
Gone.
I quit.
Not too far from the Grace Promenade to the west of it, there is a rather large collection of docks that is quite busy. Somebody give me a perception check, not for food, but for a water taxi, please.
18.
14, but she is not looking for a water taxi.
You are easily able to spot a few small craft that appear to be water taxis. And Nixie, you do find a few carts that are selling street food. Like street food vendors.
So Nixie is going to walk up and just continue looking at the food because she's too high to know what she needs to do here. All she knows is there's food there, and she wants it.
Lysander will walk up and just hand him some money.
The lady with the cart hands you a small skewer of roasted meat, and then a small, wooden cup with some broth.
She is
Boom
going.
Boom's gonna fly up to Lysander, poke him in the cheek, point at the food, and then point at her mouth.
Nixie will take the cup of soup very carefully with both hands, bring it down, and just go start licking it up.
Lysander will look at Boom Boom and say, "Well, what?
Me too.
You're not my queen. You ask nicely, I'll get you something."
Boom Boom will think. Boom Boom will offer to destroy your enemies. For one skewer, please.
Okay, another skewer.
I assume Lysander is holding the other skewer for Nixie at present. Because she was too the food was handed soup. So she's like soup. She's not capable of holding two things at once.
Wait till you're finished.
Lysander sounds so defeated.
I assume
And
the
the good
skewer
guy.
is almost Boom Boom sized.
It's not quite that
Probably.
big. You're looking at
Probably
8-inch long.
half.
So it's
Oh,
pretty
so
big.
it's a cane.
Pretty big for you, yeah. It's like a great sword in Boom Boom's hand. A great sword of roasted meat.
It probably lasts we'll say a solid 7 seconds. This Boom Boom just grabs and just
It'd take a few minutes. Each of you can grab some food. It costs between all of you, it'd be like a silver piece. to get
Yeah,
something to
it's
eat.
fine.
When Nixie finishes the soup, she's going to start rubbing her face against Lysander, waiting for her to get the rest of it.
Here you go, little one.
And
So
her eyes
that's
are gonna
the
light up, and she'll
result.
take that with both hands as well. And then just like, you know how cats start to eat something, but they don't really eat it? Like there's kind of like chew on it for a second. That's the long process of going through the skewer.
Grimlich just opens up his wide ass beak and just shoves it in there, and it's just gone.
Like a sword swallower, just like ha.
Yep. Skewer and all.
After
So
a
much
few
of it is healthy.
after a few minutes of enjoying the food, which is okay. It's not the best, but it's cheap and it's plentiful. You make your way to those docks and you do see several boats. A few rowboats and a couple of larger, look like sailing, like day cruiser kind of sailing vessels. All of which appear to be water taxis of some sort.
Can we get one or two very large party for the Isle of Waves?
A large party of small people is a small party.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, you are a lot of people, but you are not a lot of body.
This is fair.
So you
I
could
actually
you could fit in
make
one
the
of the
riders not strong.
you could fit in one of the rowboats pretty easy. They're not small. Like a whaler, a like whaling ship.
Grimlich now has a pirate hat.
Don't know where it came from, but he has one now.
Yvonne, make me a perception check.
$25.
You see on this dock there's a number of boats, and you see one boat near the end of the dock. There is a man on the boat frantically trying to leave, and you can see he has a black eye and is like looking over nervously over his shoulder towards you as he just gets in the boat and starts paddling away.
I want that boat.
Enemy on
Was
the
he-
port bow.
Was he close by?
In cannons.
No,
Like-
he's like at the end of the dock, and he's by the time you'd get to him, he'd already be out in the water.
I would like to try to pursue. Then before I can,
I
like,
will misty
definitively
step into the
stop,
boat.
You're about
slide
to-
off the dock.
Oh my god.
How far is he?
What? Why are
Like
we
100
attacking this poor man?
He does not escape.
100 feet.
This
I know
poor,
for
damn it.
terrified man. Why are we
How did
trying
he
to
get
do this?
100 feet away? He just saw us.
The dock
It's the
is
power
about
of fear.
100 feet long.
Oh,
And he's
he's
at the
he's
end of
100
the
feet
dock.
out.
No,
He's 100
he's
feet out?
at the end of the dock.
No, Bob Mob. No.
Okay,
Yep.
I just I
No.
teleport
No.
as an action multiple times 60 feet. So
No, Boom Boom. You're fading in and out
Excuse
of
me,
existence,
sir.
Boom Boom.
excuse me, sir, we wish to hire your taxi services. Could you please bring your boat back to the dock?
There is a number of other boats that you're able to use, but Yvonne,
Yeah.
you'd be the only one to really recognize that guy. Because he was huddled in the, unless you guys got in the boat, because he was huddled in the bottom, covering his head, just trying to be as small as possible.
I believe we ran away from the boat to go find Boom Boom.
Well,
Oops, that wasn't Space Rocks.
either way, Nixie is not going to realize where the edge is, and she's going to accidentally walk off the dock. And then, you know how cats, when they touch water and they're not expecting it, freak out? She's doing that.
I
So you
will.
all-
I'll pull Nixie up.
You're all trying to negotiate the services of one of these water taxis, and you just hear a loud splash and the most horrifying, yowling screech as Nixie flails about in the water.
I will get her. Hold on.
This is
Nixie,
why we
come
need a
down.
leash.
Grab my hand.
You do have a
I'm
leash.
drowning. I'm
You were
drowning.
You made the order for the saddle, but the guy gave you a leash. Then and there.
Oh.
Yeah, so we definitely have one.
Yep.
He-
As
Am I
we pull-
dangling by
Drowning.
the leash in the water?
No, as you come out of the water, Sizzle will put the leash on you, realizing that you are going to just be chaotic.
It's like, I got her. It is okay.
The water attacked me.
While she
No,
was
it's
screaming
not.
she's drowning, Boom Boom was also pointing and yelling she's drowning. Unhopefully.
Oh no. There's two of them.
You're not drowning, Nixie. You have to understand that the dock ends. There's a difference in substance here. You see, this is solid wood, and this is not.
She's covered in the liquid that drowns her, though.
He is from
It
another
came
plane of
after me.
existence.
And then
What
it was
fun.
trying to kill me. It was cold. I'm so cold.
No,
It's okay.
no. Trust me, it is not your time yet. I will let you know when it is.
You're good.
That's
And then
not
she's gonna
fucking
go in for
creepy
a
or
hug.
anything.
Well, brace yourself, gravity squidger.
Nixie,
Yes, gravity
sopping
squeegee. I
wet.
was just about to say, Zuzu, please. A gravity squeegee.
Nixie, completely sopping wet, is attempting to now hug and cuddle Grimmich, who was kind enough to say that he would let her know
There is
and
an
saved
incoming
her
gravity.
life. As far
Incoming
as
gravity
she's concerned.
squeegee.
Yeah, just rename
I
it.
will give
It's
her.
not prestidigitation anymore. Just
It
gravity.
is now gravity squeegee. Yep.
Grab squeege.
I think the shortening is worse. You are able to charter one of the boats, silver piece per person. It's in the afternoon at this point in time. You're passing through the waters, and you pass rather close to that very large altar to Aqua, the Dawn Father. This would be the first time you've ever seen this Boom Boom, but it is just a massive brazier. Yeah, thank you. I had a hard time last time too. My brain does not like the word. It is enormous, and there's just this gargantuan bonfire that is perpetually burning in this space.
Did I hear fire?
Yes, you did.
That's-
This
This
is your
already
first
a lot.
time seeing this, but it is huge. It is a 30-foot tall, 50-foot wide brazier that is burning.
Boom Boom points at it and goes, that.
Big
I
ass
want
fire.
that.
What would you even do with it? Look how big it is compared to you.
Oh, it's much larger than you. You can't carry that. I can't
But-
carry that.
But I could make everything burn.
Oh,
It is already burning.
Yeah, but I could
Doesn't make-
spread the burning.
You don't want to spread the burning. Boom boom.
I
Don't
think,
burn the town.
A nice
I think,
big
but
player.
it would look much better with fire.
Mm. I hear your opinion and disregard it as incorrect. Many people live here that do not wish to be on fire, so maybe don't light them on fire.
Boom Boom will think about that for a moment. And then she'll nod. She'll go. I suppose there are people who don't like fun.
That is
don't
true.
worry though. We've run into plenty of things where they probably would enjoy being on fire, or at least we would enjoy them being on fire, so they weren't swatting at us so much.
Well, that does happen on odd number of occasions. This is why I'm not allowed to throw lots of people through windows, but I still throw some people through windows.
Boom Boom will
I said-
smile at them both, and she goes, I like this. So, are you telling me that as long as I'm with you, you guys will tell me the people I won't get in trouble for blowing up?
We will tell you the people that we won't be upset with you blowing up.
Yet usually the people trying to blow us up are okay to be blown up instead.
Boom Boom will just like almost giggle and she'll like clap her hands as she goes, "Oh yeah, I love this plane."
Do not antagonize people to deliberately attack us just so you can blow people up, however.
Aww.
Are we
That's a
walking?
feeling.
We're in a boat.
We're in a boat.
We're in a boat.
With probably a very
If you
concerned
start
rower at
walking,
this
you're gonna have
point.
a problem.
Nixie, I've told you this before. Do not walk. Stop right there.
Zizzle has her on a very short leash as we're in the boat.
No. No.
Yep.
No.
Continuing on past the giant fire, you see there is an island on your right side. It's more of a hill than the rest of them. It's sort of tiered up, and at the top of the hill you see a large white marble palace with a fan of ornamental, like this is a giant fan of ornamental peacock feathers that kind of protrude from the top of this palace. Eventually, after a good while, the boat does land on the Isle of Waves, and you are directed south on the island.
For the boat docks, Nikki would like to prematurely try to jump while using the boots of jumping, and then have Zizzle with that short leash pull her back.
Oh.
Like,
What are the
Oh.
like the little chain dart that people fling around, just like yoink. So
Mhm.
you gotta get back.
Meow. Sizzle,
Oh.
what happened? Why?
No.
I didn't go. I can't go anymore?
No. You're very short leash right now, Nixie.
Nixie,
Let's go
your
later.
jumping's broken. They broke your jump.
No, we did not. It's just on temporary timeouts. It is
Do
fine.
I not have legs? Can I not jump?
You
Your
have
legs. They are gone.
Where
You
are
left them
my
back on the. You left them back at the dock. They must have fell off in the water.
I
Well,
left
which
my legs
side
at
are
the
you on?
dock? Was that when
No,
I
you-
fell in the water? Where?
No. Nixie, you have legs. Sit there right here.
Fix your legs.
Oh, thank God. I have legs.
You did not go far because I have a leash, and it is attached to you, so you don't wander off and fall into water again. That is a good thing.
But I have legs.
You have legs.
Okay.
How do you know they're your legs?
She has them.
That's a good point.
They could be anybody's legs though now.
So
No, they're
I
hers.
could-
She owns them. They are in her possession.
I think they were these ones before.
Are you saying mortal plane law says possession's 9/10 of the law?
I haven't.
as you make your way off of the boat, pressing deeper into the Isle of Waves, you notice a distinct difference in the buildings here. The Isle of Coin was a little bit more prosperous, so you had a number of stone buildings, probably as many stone buildings as you saw wooden structures. The Isle of Waves, on the other hand, is primarily wood structures. All of them seem to be not run down to the point of being slums, but definitely could use some spit and polish. The streets are
One
much more-
fireball away from a clean slate.
There's Boom Boom's prime destruction location here. But the streets are also much more haphazard, a lot of crisscrossing, smaller alleyways, and narrower streets. You do eventually come to one single street that runs generally north-south in the island that is much wider than the others. Not as well taken care of as the main thoroughfares on the Isle of Coin, but still wider than the rest.
Sorry, was it? There was a fortune teller who said there was something going on in the Tangle. Is that correct? Or the Isle of
Yes.
Waves? Okay, it's in the Tangle. Okay,
Tangles.
I thought it
That's-
was this one.
The Tangles is the other actual city district that's on the mainland. It is not on one of the islands. The
I
Tangles,
gotcha.
East Shield,
Okay.
and the Barrel Downs.
I gotcha. Okay.
I guess we make
Who
our way
is
towards this.
leading the way?
I don't think Lysander, because he has to keep an eye on all these little guys.
Stand in the back and just watch the chaos.
Gotta be able to keep track.
Nixie, thinking she still doesn't have legs, needs to be dragged. Much like that
have
gift.
legs. You have legs. Just walk.
I shall lead the way. I know where to go.
You just need a couple levels in Graviturgy Wizard for Lysanders. That way you can just, what's it, Force Bead or whatever it is, where you just like yoink somebody 5 feet in any direction. You're just like, no.
That's technically a feat. He can get that at any level he can get a feat in.
Oh.
Telekinetic shove.
That's the one.
I've just reflavored it as Gravity Bead, which Zizzle's also using to help move Nixie around. It's like, just
Come on this way.
Just redirect
Nixie's weight's cut in half.
Ah,
Boom
so
Boom is
cat
gonna
around.
look at Nixie because everybody seems to be struggling to move her. He's gonna walk over and like boot Nixie on the head and cast Reduce Person.
So he said, "Oh, that'll help." Zizzle was not struggling though. She just moves.
Oh God! So you reduced Nixie's to half
Am
of
I
her
even
size.
smaller than you?
So you're now 1.5 feet tall. And
I shall carry her.
you can, what is
Alright,
it,
so
gravity?
Its weight's reduced to 1/8 of normal. How much do you normally weigh, Nixie?
I don't know, a cat that size is probably around 20 pounds, give or take.
I mage hand her. Well,
By the
By the
back of the
scruff?
neck.
Yeah.
Oh my
She's
god.
just hanging there.
She's just totally limp.
Boom Boom goes, I normally save this for me, but you know.
Well appreciated.
So who's leading the way to try and find Stormbreaker?
I shall do it.
Give me a. How are you going about making your way through the section of the city you've never been in? Are you asking questions or are you just trying to eyeball it?
I would ask questions.
Give me a persuasion check to see if you can talk your way to where you need to go.
I am a cunning little bird.
You,
Shout out to the two crew. That is a
perfect.
persuasion, a 3.
well, it's not a natural 1, so your appearance, most of the people you approach are quite put off by your eerie appearance and the rather odd collection of creatures that you are. Not really able to get much in the way of direction from people as you kind of wander through the district, unable to really get your bearings.
Well,
You
I've
do
done
make a
all I
little
can.
progress, but not that far.
That was a good attempt. Maybe Lysander or Yavan can ask around. I have Nixie. She won't be running off too far.
Perhaps I'll try a different tactic. 1 second. I'm
Sizzle,
gonna go.
I think you grew.
I did not. You shrunk.
A
This
really
will
big deal.
This will be back to normal shortly. It is okay.
Not being taken serious due to my companions, I'm gonna go find somebody who's kind of just like sitting there, maybe somebody who looks like down on their luck or something like that, and I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna swell up and go into a rage, and all my tendrils are gonna come out.
You will tell me where the breaker of storms is, or else.
And I'm gonna try to
Ah.
intimidate.
You can certainly, as you kind of peel off from the rest of the group, you do find there's a lot of smaller streets and alleys, and being a little bit poorer district, it's not hard to find. I'm not even going to make you make a roll to find somebody down on their luck. But give me that intimidation check, if you will. I will allow you to use your strength with this one, because you are using that rage and getting
Very
up in their
nice.
face.
Boom
May I
learning
have
how to
adv-
talk to people.
May I have
What a-
advantage?
You really well. You're raging, and I said it's a strength-based intimidation, so yes.
What a gentleman.
23.
Much better. This
Man, shit's
kind
himself.
of dirty-looking, older, not very old, but like probably in his 50s, looking like he's lived on the street for a while. Basically, like presses himself against the wall, his eyes going wide as he just stares in horror at you, and without saying any words, his finger just like points to the south.
Street down very
follow the main
sudden.
road south. That's it. Get out of here. And then he just like runs away, and you can see a small puddle and a trail of liquid following in the direction that he ran.
Straight down very suddenly. It was a kind man. I have figured out our directions. Come this way. Watch for the puddle.
Before we move, because Ziz will pat me on the head. Nixie will hold his face in both of her paws and say,
Dizzle, you have really pretty eyes.
The weird little lizard eyes that are almost on the side of his head. Just like,
Huh? What? That was. You didn't even, like, that wasn't even a whole hit you did. Hopefully this wears off for
just
you
very
soon.
gently holding his face.
Time heals all wounds, except for these crazy eyes.
I wasn't talking to you, Deeds. I was talking to that squirrel over there.
All right. So,
oh,
following the rather clipped instructions that you were given, you move your way south along that larger main road, coming to a T intersection, one portion of the road going off to the west, but the main portion going south. Following that south, the path eventually starts to wind. It gets slightly narrower as the buildings around get less and less, and it starts to wind up the side of this massive, like, stone prominence that's on the south end of the island, like a little peninsula of rock, and it just climbs up and up and up this thing. As you get to the top of this, you see before you a rather squat but very thick wall of this keep. You see it is a very old, based on the buildings you've seen in this city, this looks like one of the oldest structures you've actually come across. It has this five-sided wall, straight face to you and then angled, and the walled portion of it sits on the edge of a cliff, hundreds of feet above the water below. In the back behind this walled structure, you see on an elevated piece of rock, like a sea chimney, just a pillar of rock, you see the actual keep that is part of this structure. on a separate portion of land. It's in the
Oh.
middle of the water, about 100 feet away from the edge.
Well, let's knock on the door.
All right. You approach the gatehouse, and you do see a number of guards standing outside. Whereas the guards you saw at the East Keep were kind of rugged, like dirty faces and scraggly beards. These guards you approach are crisp uniforms, clean-shaven face, and very, very different in their appearance. This is, the Marine Corps versus the rent-a-cops at the mall.
Oh, shit.
That's
Excuse me. Hello.
State your business at Stormbreaker Keep.
We are looking for a Commander Graves. Guard Captain Graves.
He hasn't been here that long. Already getting people coming to call on him.
We went
What's
looking for
your
someone.
business with the commander?
Well, we've got a message for him. We actually went looking for him at Eastkeep first. Had to come across again.
Well, the storm captain is still getting his bearings at the keep. He's only been here for a few days. But who sent you here?
Was it Montgomery who sent
Yep.
us?
It was, but that's kind of like a secret contact in the town that, like, I don't know that we should just be name dropping that particular boy.
Right.
I will also remind you of a certain letter you are carrying on your possession
From the Duchess.
I perhaps am not the greatest person, as I am newly arrived here into this party, so all of this stuff that happened prior, I am unaware of.
This is
no,
correct.
Zizzle will be going through with the various bags and things until he finds the letter. Even if that means, like, pulling Yvonne down to dig through her backpack real quick, or Lysander's like, somebody has it. I know somebody has it. Until he finds it and shows the letter.
I believe Lysander was carrying it, but I don't remember. So you approach him with this letter. He opens it up, reads it, and you, like, the farther down the letter he reads, you can just see his eyes getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Was this before I got introduced into the party?
No, you were there for this one.
This was at the Feathered Villa. The Duchess and the other cat person that you met gave you this letter.
I missed that. I wasn't there for that session.
That's possible. But
That would probably be why. So I think it's about time that we let you in. I'll ask you to wait a minute, and I'll go see where the storm captain wants to meet you. And he leads you into this structure, and you see that inside the very thick walls of this keep, you see small, squat buildings that kind of rest along the walls themselves. Unusually short, but as you start to look at them, you see that the doors are not at the ground level. They're actually like sub-basement buildings, with the exception of one, which is a very small, it's probably the closest building to the gate itself. It looks like a stable that maybe can hold 3 or 4 horses. It's very small. But otherwise, the interior of the structure is very clean and very neat. It's like a parade ground space. And across from you, you see a solid wall shorter and smaller than the rest, but it's a solid wall with an entryway to it, and you can see from this angle there is a bridge that leads from where you're at up the slope to the keep that is on the separate prominence of rock.
Boom Boom will stop, look at the stables, and go, "They're on an island. Why do you think they need horses?"
Like, get to the other side faster.
That's why there's not that many horses. They don't need a lot. But the guard who brought you in, if you just wait right here, I'm gonna go get the guard, the storm captain, and then he leaves you at a small little area next to the gate and just runs towards the keep itself. Crosses through the gate, runs up there, and you are left alone for a few minutes before.
Imagine it's round now that reduced person falls off.
Reduce. That's only 1 minute, so. But
Oh yeah.
Zizzle can half her weight and still probably pick her up with Mage Hand. It's
How
like
much
10,
do you You said
10 pounds.
yeah.
So
You'd
should
be,
be right
you'd
there.
get pretty close.
Am I still being carried? No one, like, the guards are just like, this is fine.
Just a random floating cat with spectral hand. A few minutes later, that same guard comes running back. Despite him being in heavy armor and running what appears to be the whole way, seems to be just fine. In shape, we'll say.
Unaffected.
Unaffected by the exertion. He, without saying anything, just motions you forward and leads you up that same bridge. And at this point in time, you can see, looking down the sides of this bridge, you are about 300 feet above the water below you. And looking at the pillar of rock that this thing sits on, you can see that where the structure is, the entire sides of that pillar of rock have been polished smooth somehow. And for about 100 feet down, and then there's about 50 feet of just spikes of rock that have like needle sharp spikes of rock that are just coming down to points pointing downward.
Looks like Zizzle's handiwork.
This is a very little rock left in there.
You
I kind of want to go see it.
You're led into this keep, which is rather unadorned, but still an impressive structure in itself. None of it seems to be stone and mortar. It looks like solid, smooth pieces of rock. No seams, no joints anywhere that you see. You are led up through a series of stairs and hallways, and eventually to a door. The guard knocks on it. "Storm Captain, I brought him here." You hear a voice from inside. "Thank you. Send him in." And as you push through the door, you see standing before you a mountain of a man, dressed in heavy, like adorned armor that's polished to a shine. At his hip, despite being in this keep, he is armed with a large, wicked-looking battle axe that it looks like where the haft of it is, it's not a smooth piece of like wood. You see it almost looks like it was grown. And before he turns to you, you note, like looking around, you see a very simple desk and a few chairs. Just like an office space, and you see leaning up against the wall is a, like, the size of a small door shield on the wall.
I felt them.
As he turns around and you see a face that is like part of it is covered in burn marks and scars down the side of his face. Hello. I'm Storm Captain Graves.
Hi.
I heard you came to see me.
Yes.
What
Deliver
can I...
a message.
Who sent you here?
A
My
gentleman-
Gram.
Not sure, Boom Boom. A gentleman sent us here who prefers to remain. Well,
A flesh
Uh,
elephant.
no. No.
That-
Flesh elephant. What kind of nightmare is that?
Mm. I had a nightmare about something like that once. It was awful. I'm assuming the gentleman you're talking about is Master Trollthane.
Oh, yes, okay. I don't know his name. Oh, I got to look at my notes because I have to make sure I say this right. The
Password is. Think about peacock flying when the danger is great. Hold up here. I have it written down.
Peacock flies only when the threat is great.
that is it. Lysander's notes are better than mine.
So, the Duchess sent you to hunt down the Duke's killers.
What else?
I think that you and I will get along just fine. Let's kill these fuckers.
Fun.
And that is a good place to stop for now, I think. Right about close to 3 hours. I will say out of the business of this, Chug's camera, like the color of the background and the color of it just looks like he's a weird ghost figure. It's like
Yeah,
this
it
weird-
does. It
like
does.
this weird like blue color.
Yeah,
It's perfect.
Spectral.
he's just a ghost.
He
Anyway,
put his hand up earlier. I'm just watching him fade in and out of existence.
But he puts his hand up and he actually does start to fade. And then
Right.
it's just like, oh.
well,
Oh no.
for all of you who stuck around and watched our stream, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed it. We are Disorderly Decisions, and this is again Orkanis defending the Sunfall, and Lysander and his many strange children. Have a good night. Thanks for sticking around. And
Yes,
share-
join our Discord if you haven't already. Tell your friends to come join us.
Yes. Tell your
We'll get them
friends.
back.
And
Wait
make
for
sure to
Sergio.
clickety-clack that like button.
Click that like button. Subscribe.
If you don't,
Tell your
Nixie will
grandma.
die.
Tell
Like,
your
comment,
grandma
subscribe.
and all your grandma's friends. We're popular with knitting circles.
We can make Lysander adopt more children. It'll be fun.
Oh man.
For each new follower, we will add one more small boy.
That would become a rather insane game. And I think that Lysander has some issues already. I don't think we need to add more.
I
Well,
just need to
Little,
look through
like-
better spells.
Like the good older son of the group, where it's like he starts to see one of the younger ones getting ready to get them all in trouble, and he's like, no,
don't do
no.
If you guys
Boom
get us in
just
trouble
like-
now, I won't be allowed to throw people out of windows later, damn it.
that. Yeah. Well, thank you all again, and good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Yes.